Hey there, art friends! Today we're going to be drawing the sweetest little otter floating peacefully in the lake, holding a flower surrounded by soft lily pads. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to use a Gaussian blur for dreamy, soft shadows and water effects. I'll also be showing you how to use duplicating layers to create balance and symmetry, and also to add those finishing details that bring your scene to life. So grab your pencil, open up the Procreate app, and let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to do is, of course, make a new canvas by going to this little plus right here and going to screen size and making sure your iPad is in the vertical position. We're going to start with our background, and I have a color palette here and you can find it in the link below. So let's grab this first color in the first row, and for my brush I'm going to be using the painting brush, the round brush, and the size is going to be, let's go for 40% and zoom out in our canvas a bit. Let's go over the top over here. And then let's choose the second color in the first row. Third color now. The fourth one. The fifth one. And then the sixth. So these are our sky colors. And then now we're going to be using the Gaussian blur tool to blur this so we get a really nice blurred effect. So let's go to this magic wand, go to Gaussian blur, and slide to the right. So for 48%. And then now let's make a new layer for our pond or our lake. We can keep the same brush and let's grab pure black now. And then let's make our size 3%. And then I'm going to come over here and just make a line. You can hold it to make it a perfect line. Go up here. I'm going to put it a bit higher. I think this looks good. And then now I want to use, let's get out of that. Let's go to our color palette, and I want to use this first color in the second row, and we can just drag it in here and fill it in. So now we have our lake. Okay, so now let's leave this for now, and let's go back to our sky layer, tap a plus, so we have a layer above our sky layer and below our ocean. And then I'm going to use the second color in the second row, make our brush bigger, 12%, and come over here and then just make these kind of bush-like shapes. So it's just like these little humps, but it's kind of like a bush. So like this. And then now we can grab the third color in the second row and make one in front of it. Perfect. So now we have our nice kind of nature over here. So now let's move to our otter. So we can make a layer above everything else. Let's grab pure black. And then let's make our size a bit smaller, 3%. And then let's make a circle like this. And then tap and hold to get the perfect shape. It's actually not tap and hold. I want kind of this oval. Like this. So we can tap up here for clips. Kind of push it in just a bit. Tap out of it. Let's go to this arrow right here, the move and transform. Make sure it's set to uniform. And let's make it a bit smaller. Like this. And then now what I want to do is go to the magic wand, go to liquefy, and go to push. And then come over here on the left side and just push out this side of the face a bit, because this is going to be our cheek. Just like that. Very slightly. Like that. And then we can grab our brush again, and since we use push, it thinned this line a bit, so we can just fix that by just making this thicker. Perfect. Perfect, so now we have the head. Let's just add all the features now. So let's first draw the eye. Let's make our size a bit bigger, 2%. So we're going to draw a little sleeping eye, so basically a U shape. You can put it over here. And then I want to go to the selection tool, go to freehand, make sure you click add, select this, slide up with 3 fingers, say copy, and then slide up with 3 fingers and then say paste. And then we can move this other eye right there. maybe even closer. Oops. Like right here. Okay, that looks good, and then let's merge that together. Okay, now let's add some ears. So just this simple kind of bear shape ear, and then this inside. Let's also go over here. Go to the eraser, we can erase these lines in here. Perfect, just like that. Now let's go for the nose. So a little round on this line. And then come down like that. And a cute little smile. Perfect. So now we got our head. Now let's go on to the body. So we can come over here on the right side, about where the neck meets the head. And we're going to put a line like this that comes straight down and then curves and then goes straight like that. Let's erase this. Like this. Perfect, just like that. And then now let's come in here and draw some cute little arms. So we want to make it thicker over here, and then it becomes a bit thinner right here. Perfect. Let's make it a bit longer. Let's make it come out more. Perfect. Let's go back to our brush, and then I want to make let's make a new layer for this. This is going to be the flower. We'll draw a little circle like that. And then we're going to just draw really simple petals. So it comes like a curve and then meets at the top at a point. So we're going to draw 4 of these. And then now, to add more petals, we can just draw little ones in between here. Just like that. And now I did it on a new layer, so we can kind of move it around how we want it to go. And this looks good right here. And let's go back to our otter layer and delete all these lines that come inside the flower, because we don't want a transparent otter. Like that. And then we can just connect this hand to that flower, and then I have a little paw right here. You can just see a little bit of it, and then we can merge all of that together. Now let's come over here and then just draw a really simple kind of shape. So it'll go in, then out, like that. Okay, perfect. Now let's come over here and draw. Let's make this line a bit longer. Let's draw our little feet for our otter. So this is like a U shape, and then these little upside down U's. So let's draw 3 of those. And then now I want to come in here, go to the S, and then select this paw. Careful not to get the line. And then we're going to copy it and then say paste. So we get the exact paw. And then let's go to distort and then go on this right side middle blue dot and push it in a bit. So our paw looks like it's further away and at an angle. And push it about right here. And then let's draw a line connecting these 2 feet. Now let's come over here and draw a line. And then just a little kind of hump. This is like the thigh of our otter. So we can just erase this. Erase some of that. Let's actually make this hump bigger. a line connecting it to the body. Just like this. And we can actually make it more like that. Perfect, just like this. And then now we can merge all of that together. And then go to uniform. And push with our otter a bit. Perfect. And then now let's add a cute little tail. It's going to be floating in the water. So it's going to go in the middle right here in this line. Just like that. We can make it a bit thicker by going higher on our brush size and then just following this line. Just like that. Just to make it look a bit thicker. Perfect. And now just add a little details. So like for here, we can make it a bit smaller. We can add another one of this. Following this line. So it's kind of like the inside. And you can draw a little line coming down over here and then just like that. And then now I want to come in here and delete this bottom of our head. So it's just all connected. Perfect, just like this. And our otter looks so cute. Now we just got to color it in. So since we're going to be using 2 colors for our otter, what I want to do is make a layer so it's underneath it. And then go on our otter line art layer and turn on reference and then come back to this layer underneath. And then we're going to grab this, let's go for 5th color in the 2nd row. Actually, let's go for the 4th one. We're going to come in here and then just fill in this area right here, this inside. And then now we're just going to color this in. We're going to color in right here. It's fine if it gets a little bit in the flower, that's totally okay. Because we can just color that in later. I want to come over here to the nose and make a little kind of upside down U shape. Let's make our brush bigger so we can just color in more space. Make sure you don't come out of the lines of the otter. So we can just come over here and color this. I think this looks good, and then let's just erase this. Perfect. Now let's grab this 5th color in the 2nd row. And then just all the white spaces on the otter, we're just going to color this in. So we can fill that in. Oops. Let's first make a line right here. Okay, I think since we already have this other color right here, we can just color this in then ourselves. It's very relaxing doing this in my opinion. Let's just color this all in. Let's go over here. pause. And we can fill in this little area right here. So continue filling also the tail, this part of the ear. And let's see, let's also come in here and color this in. Perfect. So now let's just color the nose and the flower now. So let's grab this yellow color on the second row and put it inside of this flower. So you continue filling. Oops, we can just go in here. Next, let's also grab this white, or this kind of peach color. We can drag that in, so you continue filling, and then fill in all of that. And then this last color in the second row for the nose. Perfect. Now let's merge that with the reference. And now let's add all of the shadow and light. So let's go to multiply to make a new layer first. Clipping mask. Let's first grab this petal color. And just make these lines inside of it. To give our flower a bit more detail. And then come in here and shade the right side of the inside. Next, let's grab this dark color right here, and then just add this kind of little fur inside of our ear. And then let's merge that together and make a new multiply layer. And the reason we're doing this is so we have another layer that is basically for like the real shadow. We only use this multiply layer for like the design and the details. So now let's do the actual multiply. We grab this brown right here. Basically, we're putting the shadow on the right side and the light on the left side. Let's also go over here under the flower. Also on the nose. And then on the feet. And then also let's go under the arm. Perfect, just like that. And then let's also add some light. So instead of multiply, let's go to add. And just go on the left side right here. Just make this big line right here. And then go to the little wand right here, and then go to Gaussian blur and slide to the right. Perfect, and now we can merge all of that. And now we have our otter. So now we can add all the little bits beside it. Let's first make our otter a bit smaller. Right here. And then now I want to add some shadow. So let's go to our lake. Make a new layer above it. Go to this little N. Scroll up to multiply and turn on clipping mask. And then grab this blue, and we're going to make our otter's shadow in the water, just like this. I'm not going to use Gaussian blur this time, and then we can merge that together. And then let's also make a new multiply layer. Grab this blue, and then just kind of go on the bottom here to add some shadow to the bottom. You can go to Gaussian blur and then slide to the right. Let's go for 55%. But now let's also add some light. So add. grab the top of the lake and make our brush a bit bigger. And then slide, or go to Gaussian blur and then slide to the right. Perfect. Now I also want to, let's merge that together first. I also want to go to this, our kind of bush layer, duplicate it, and then the one that we just duplicated, we're gonna go to this little N, and then we're gonna go in the opacity bar and slide it to the left until we go about maybe 50%. We're gonna go to this little arrow and then say flip vertical. And then we're gonna put it right here. We're gonna put it above our lake. We're gonna put it here so it's above that. And then we're gonna go to this little smudge tool right here. And then we're just gonna smudge it. So this is basically the reflection of the bush into the water. So we're just gonna do it like that. We can come over here. Just like that. So now we have this nice reflection of the bush in the water. Perfect. And then we can just keep it like that. Let's also do the same thing for the otter. So duplicate it, slide it to 50%. Just put it underneath, and then we can just put it like that. Tilt it a bit. And let's delete some of it. And then we can just blur this one. So Gaussian blur and then blur it. You can see kind of the faint shadow of that. Okay, now let's go to the top. So we have a new layer above everything. Grab pure black, make our brush a bit smaller, 3%. And we're gonna make this little oval shape like that. We're gonna go to this arrow. We're gonna go to distort. And we're gonna push this up a bit. And then I wanna grab this first color in the third row, fill that in. And I wanna grab pure black again and make our first lily pad. So we're gonna draw a little triangle-like shape in here. So this is like the pie-shaped hole that lily pads have. Perfect. And then let's add some shadow to that. Let's first draw this design that's in all of the lily pads. Like that. Merge it together and then make a new multiply layer. Perfect, just like this. And then now we can just duplicate all of that. So let's put that one right here. Duplicate this one, go to distort, and then make it a bit bigger and put it down here. Oops, let's duplicate that one. Flip horizontal, and then put it down here and make it a bit bigger. This one over here, and then flip this one horizontally and make it a bit more thin, and also let's go to uniform and make it smaller, just like that. Perfect. And let's go back to our water layer and add some shadow underneath these lily pads, and then we're going to Gaussian blur this later. Let's Gaussian blur that. Perfect, just like this. Okay, perfect. So now we got our lily pads. Let's add some cute fireflies. So I want to grab just a really dark yellow like that. And then we're going to go to light pen or luminance in light pen. So we're going to grab the light pen brush, under luminance. And then we're going to make the brush a bit smaller. Or let's go for 15%. And then we're just going to draw these cute little fireflies. So just like little circles around our otter to give it a more magical feeling. Let's put some over here. Let's not put too much, but also not too little. Perfect, just like that. And then now I want to add some sun and some clouds. So let's go to our sky layer and make a new layer above it, but below everything else. And then let's grab the second color in the third row. Oops, let's grab a different pen. Let's go to painting and use the round brush. 4% for our size. And then just make a circle, fill it in, go to our move and transform tool, make it a bit smaller, and then just push it down here. Perfect. And then let's make clouds above everything else. Grab this third color in the third row and then just make some clouds. So we'll draw a line. And then these little fluff like shapes. And then fill it in. Let's color all of this. Perfect. And then let's make it smaller. Put it right there. We put some also, like how I just did right now, in front of the sun. So we can put one right there. Keep duplicating it and putting it right there. Perfect. And then we can just merge all that together. And then now you have the choice if you want to merge all of your layers together. But I always keep it just like this so I can kind of go back, and if I want to change something, like for example move the lily pads around, but you can do whatever you want because then you can just save layer space. And there you have it, our adorable otter floating in his own peaceful lake. If you had fun drawing with me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more cozy tutorials. Until next time, keep creating and keep smiling. Bye!